Welcome back, everybody. The season has really started for us. It was this weekend. Before this weekend, and you may hear some noise in the background, that's our cat. He's eating. He might be meowing. Before this weekend, it's been raining, cold, it's nothing doing. This weekend, there were estate sales, garage sales everywhere, and it was really exciting. So I imagine that you're wondering how we did. Let us show you how we did. This is a fraction of what we picked up. And not all of it was incredible deals, but we did pick up a lot, and that was so much fun. I imagine that you're going through the same kind of thing right now. Things are popping up and you're trying the church sales and the garage sales and you're getting some nice surprises. Well, this is what happened with us, and I will tell you particularly about this estate sale we went to. Just before I do that, I will show you one of the things we picked up. My husband saw this camera. I should have had you guess first what it was. This is a camera, and it does a 360 view so that you can look at your room 360, and it looks like a light bulb. And that was new in the package. We got two, and they sell reasonably well. You know, this isn't going to be tons of money, but definitely nice when it's new. There are two. I think we bought the two for $5. 10? Yes, I've got it. I won. It was $10 for the two, and hopefully they'll go for maybe 20 each, something like that, you know, which is that right in the pocket. That's great. We went to this estate sale, which started at 8. We got there around 9 because we'd hit a few garage sales first. Why not? People were super nice, and it is very rare that I get asked, how much do you want to pay for this? And that people actually accept my offer right away, which is a miracle in itself, but I really don't mind when they counter. You know, if they show me something I like and I say $10 and they say 12, or, well, I was thinking more like 15 or 18, you know, it's a reasonable comeback. I can work with that. I'll usually say yes, or I'll say, well, you know, would you do 15 if they say 18? We're talking amicably when that happens. I really don't mind that. What I really don't like, and what really feels awkward, is when you offer something, they ask you to offer a price, and you do, and they look at you like you're a criminal, or you crush small animals, or, you know, you're going, it's not that weird an offer. I mean, maybe you're thinking $50, you better tell me, or else just don't look completely shocked and disemboweled, because you could just tell me, oh, no, I was thinking 30, you know, and we'll go from there. But it's when they, oh, no, this is worth much more than, oh, you know, you think they're going to faint. Well, so there was none of that. Anytime we said, you know, $5, $10, yep, okay, that's great. And the people were helpful. They helped us get some of the stuff to our car, which is great because we bought a lot of stuff. My husband found a pile of Meccano. It's probably not in there, but, you know, there were 6 boxes, some of them as big as that, some of them as small as this, and lots of pieces in them for $16. That's a steal. Then, at the same place, I saw on the table some razors and some old eyeglasses and some more razors. So these are not anything to shout about, but do be on the watch out for these. As you may know, sometimes the frame is gold filled or gold. Sometimes it's going to be mark marked as such, you know, and they can be a little bit valuable. These are probably not worth that much, but when you get them cheap enough, it's still worth it. Some of the razors will go between $20 and $30 each. This one's in the box. I'm hoping for the best. We were starting to chat with them, and we said, well, you know, the razors, how much are the razors? She was like, I don't know. So we made a pile, and we said, well, how much for all of this, for example? And she said, $5? And we knew we were in business when that happened. So that was excellent. This is kind of what they look like. $5 for all of that. That's just nuts. It felt like, oh, sorry about that. It must have been very loud. It felt crazy. I saw a whole box of these boxes of ornaments. Basically vintage glass Christmas ornaments. She had a box of these, probably another 6 or 7 boxes like this with different types of ornaments, and I'll show you more of them in another video. This would just be too long, you would pass out, but you know, just beautifully decorated glass ornaments like this, and some of them are definitely more distinctive, and this is almost like an apple core like we've had before recently in our Christmas ornaments video, and we had 2 of these before. They were more of a corset figure, and we sold those 2 for $30. So anyways, I looked at the box. I asked her how much. She said, how much you want to give? I tried $15, and she said, yeah, that's great. It was just joyful and miraculous. And let me see. Then my husband saw this camera, and he said, this is in really good condition. It's very nice. It's Canon. It's an AE1 from what I see, and I'm sure there are other numbers that go with that, but I do not have his camera knowledge. So he said, how much do you want for that? And again, it was kind of like, and he said 15, and she was happy with that. He thinks it might go for $80 to $100. We've sold cameras before. I completely trust his expertise, so that's a great buy. And my next thing is, what I was going to say also is that, so my husband's making a pile in one corner, I'm making a pile in another. We've got stuff kind of reserved everywhere. It was fabulous to have people walk over and go, oh, is this? And then the owner of the house would go, no, I'm sorry, that's sold. You know, I'm going, we got all the good stuff. We've got the stuff people are after. One of the things I picked up when we went upstairs was this sewing basket. And it's one of these that folds out, basically like that. These have done really well for us, depending on the condition, but some of them can be like between $40, $60, sometimes $80. I'm not sure exactly. They're popular. They always sell. That's for sure. She asked me how much I wanted to give, and I thought, I'm going to go a little step further. I said, $5? She said, yep, that's great. So we carried on. And so my husband had little piles of stuff in different places. So did I. At some point, I spot this camera in its case on the floor by 2 other bags. So I went and I got my husband, and I said, and whispered to him, did you see there's a camera? And he's like, no, let me see that. Comes over with me, looks at it, and he goes, no, that's my pile. That's mine. I was picking my husband's pile. There are no limits to my insanity. Well, maybe some, but anyways, that was fun. So yeah, we did that. At one point in that estate sale, I just thought, that's amazing. It's like a picker's checklist. Pyrex bowls, check. Vintage Christmas ornaments, check. Meccano and vintage toys, check. How can you get so many things in one place at such great prices? So I went in the basement and found this thing, which is a Viewmaster of E.T. scenes, which is probably not like, you know, anything tremendously expensive, but you know, we might be able to get 15, 20 bucks. Basically, everything was like $2 a piece, $1 a piece. It's just, it wasn't a question of leaving that there. But the best thing is, we got home and my husband is opening the box to see, you know, what was it like inside? Is it new? And he pulls out 2 of these. And he's like, well, what's that? I said, I had no idea that was in there. Star Wars. This is an original figure from 1983, I believe. And it's definitely a collectible, and nice that it's still in the package. And the 2 of them are in the package. We've seen some of those go for between 60 and 80 maybe. So much fun. You never know what's going to happen. The mystery and the amazement. You'll recognize these as Pyrex bowls. I love that there are different colors. There's a small blue one. They're in pretty darn good condition, which is also rare. Sometimes they've been in the dishwasher and are all faded. I got these for $15 for the whole lot, so that's going to be a lot of fun to sell. And if you get a set, you know, of like different sizes, they can go for about $100. Pasta machine was not at that sale, but I'll show it to you. And I think we got that for 10. For 5? For 5! We got that for 5, and those can do okay. That's still, that one was never used, so that's a boon. I'll show you a little jewelry. I got tons of jewelry throughout all the sales, but we, well, we have to finish up this video sometime. So what I'll do is I'll do a separate video with most of the jewelry I got, but just to give you an idea. Went to this sale where the jewelry was 50 cents on one table and $0.25 on the other table. This was $0.25, this was $0.25. This was $0.25. This was $0.25. I like this mid-century style, very retro, funky colors. This because it's tropical and zany and iridescent and blue, and it's got a tiny baby palm tree. This is signed. I'm gonna have to do some research. I don't know what. I love the workmanship. I love the way it catches the light, like it's rippling over the gold tone, and I love the kind of Celtic design. This is a nice vintage piece of rhinestone jewelry. I love the movement in it. You know, the bow almost looks like the ribbons are flowing on a dress. It's not signed, I'm surprised, but I really think it's a very good design. I'll show you this before I go, which is the design is very, very close to something I have, and I know that's turn of the century. This something happened. They either replaced the clasp or it got broken. There was a part that was broken, or simply they replaced the clasp. I'm not sure. I'm fairly sure that this part, because this is a lobster clasp and it's plastic, but this is not plastic. And the way the stones are set, you wouldn't have that anymore. Even if you reproduced it at some point, it wouldn't be quite that. And the way the stones are cut is excellent. Maybe check glass, I'm thinking. Beautiful amethyst colored, and the filigree is very turn of a century in design. It was $7, and because it wasn't right off the bat a bona fide antique piece of jewelry that is complete and all there and perfect, I was like, yeah, $7, but what? You know, the person's probably going to say, well, you know, this is older and it's worth more. And I decided to just get it because I really liked it. I think somebody might pay a little bit for it, not tons, because like I said, I think it broke at something, but it's still nice. So we definitely are in the middle of picking up stuff and making more room in the house, in the basement, everywhere, so that we can store some of these items. Some stuff is already selling, so things are good and sunny and happening. And I hope you're having a great time as usual, picking and looking and enjoying. And we'll have another video for you very soon. So be on the watch out and enjoy.